Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
And welcome to our new studio. If you haven't been here yet,
Yeah.
Still pretty cool. It still has that new car smell, you know? I still get like really pumped coming here.
I can't smell anything right now.
I'd imagine how, it's the same when you get like a new apartment, but if you bought a new house, right? There's going to come a time where the house pisses you off, right? Like you have to change your gutters or I don't know, whatever house people have to do. But for a while, you walk into your home and you're like, wow, I can't believe I have this place to live.
I kind of wish that we started the studio like this week, like being in here this week.
Why is that?
Because it would be like in line with back to school.
Yeah, I think when you're in your 30s, though, you can start using a different calendar than you did when you were in 11th grade.
Nope. You can't.
Why? Why are you still so hooked on it?
No, and it's not just me. There's been studies done that because we spend, and I remember learning this in college, our senior year. I remember our professor being like, this September's going to roll around. Whether you have a job or not, you're going to go through something. Because for as long as you can remember, every September you have started something new.
Yes.
Whether you have liked it or not.
Or late August, shout out to Florida and Kansas and all those places.
You've started something new. And this is going to be the first year that you don't.
Yes.
And you're going to go through something. And there's been studies done that because so much of our lives, at least up until 22, right? Say you go to college through 22. You don't remember anything before age 4.
Correct.
So your whole life for 22 years is on this same calendar. You just kind of stick with it because it's not like the calendar disappears. The world, marketing, advertising, stores still revolve around that calendar. So
I understand that. And maybe Carla Marie, if you were like, if you at some point in life became like a young mom, I'm not saying like 16, I'm saying like if you had kids in your 20s, right? And you went from being 22 and being in school to then having to take your kid to school by the time you were like 29, I'd understand because there's such a short period. But
you're missing what I'm saying.
No, I understand that you developed that way, right?
I'm saying
hold
the
on.
world revolves around this calendar.
Okay, I'm gonna finish my thought here. Thank you. Sometimes it is like being in kindergarten, but I think you've been removed from that calendar enough.
No, because
that it shouldn't mark the end of the summer for you.
No, because I graduated college and then spent 6 years at Elvis, where we took off the last week of summer and then kicked off when school came back.
But you still worked all summer.
Yeah, but then
and you still could take vacations during the year.
No, I took
that weren't school related.
Same way school does.
We did some for a little bit. We did
for 6 years.
Yeah.
So up until I was
got a hype train going.
Well, there's a whole lot of things happening here. Nina moving. Thank you for all of the gifted subs. Lisa,
I saw her,
Jen,
and Lisa gave 5 subs each, all 3 of them.
That's crazy. Thank you.
Well, which puts us in hype train level 5 already. So if we continue that, if we finish the next, 77%, then we will be taking a shot.
Yeah, today it's PB&J Shooter.
Oh, that sounds fun.
But not peanut butter. It's hazelnut. So I can have it.
That's cool.
But it's going to taste like peanut butter and jelly.
So, that was actually my favorite sandwich growing up. We didn't really do a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but I take it back. We did peanut butter and Nutella.
Ooh.
Which was a good sandwich.
Wait, peanut butter and Nutella?
Yeah. So we're not that's a different switch that we're making today. Yes. We're switching out the peanut butter for the Nutella. When I was growing up, we would switch out the jelly for Nutella. Although, how would a Nutella and jelly sandwich taste?
I guess we're about to find out.
I guess if you picked like a strawberry jam or jelly, that'd be kind of cool, like a chocolate-covered strawberry. Or that. Do they do cherry jams? I guess you can make a jam out of anything, right? Any fruit? I don't know. I've only really had like the purple ones and the red ones.
You never had like peach? Yes, you have on like a charcuterie board.
No, I avoid those.
Oh,
I avoid the gelatin-looking things on charcuterie boards.
Okay.
If it's not a cheese or a cracker or a meat, I don't want it. That's all I really have. Sometimes I'll take an olive here and there. 40% of the way there through Hype Train Level 5. Thank you, everyone. Let's see. I see AMS subbed.
Thank
or
you.
Gifted a sub. Appreciate that. Let's see.
Frozen here.
Huh?
I put the link to the shooter, like the
Yeah, it came
recipe.
I see it.
My screen isn't letting me scroll today. It's weird.
We got to get you. We're going to get you plugged in. Get you hardwired in like a real nerd.
Okay.
Speaking of nerds.
Yes.
Speaking of nerds, we got to go
internet.
to what?
And no internet.
For you.
No. What? Go ahead.
What the fuck are you talking
I'll
about?
speak after you explain.
Speaking of nerds, we got to go to PAX West, which if the PAX convention has come to a city near you, the first one, the original that kicked it all off, was here in Seattle. It's a big gaming convention. Now, it's different from like a San Diego Comic-Con because those all started through comic books, or graphic novels. And then they kind of spread out to movies and pop culture and all this. PAX started specifically for video games.
Yes.
So if you go to the convention, this one specifically in Seattle at least, it is all video game stuff. Now, it doesn't matter the platform, but it's all video game stuff.
It was cool. I walked in and I was like, whoa, this is kind of like the MLB All-Star, what was that thing called where I worked?
FanFest?
FanFest, but for video games.
Yeah.
It was so grand. Everything was huge and it was just cool to see. But by the 10th booth, I was like, these are all the same.
They're not.
It's just
though.
another fighter game or got to run through the woods or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Get
a
your
video.
sword.
They're video games.
It was all the same. There was no Miss Pac-Man.
I don't know why there would be a Miss Pac-Man unless they were redoing it. But
There's no Mario Kart.
well, we didn't go to Nintendo World or Nintendo Live. So this is the first year they've also done another convention, same weekend. And I got to believe they were partnered up in some way.
Had to be because they're all the same signs.
Yeah. But Nintendo Live also went down here in Seattle. So all the Nintendo stuff could have been moved over there with the exception of Pokemon. Because there was a Pokemon trading game booth that we saw. That was huge.
Yeah. Wait, they were playing the game.
Yeah. They were playing the
trading.
card game. And they could have been trading cards.
But the weirdest part about this whole thing was that there was no cell phone service and no free internet
Yeah.
at a gaming convention.
Yeah, first off, I was fine with it. I wasn't really trying to post anything.
Eventually I was frustrated because I wanted to post things because after I left, I got a ton of messages. I was like, oh my God, I was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it would have been cool to meet people.
Yes.
But
I saw DJ Vega was there actually for a little bit.
So that was annoying. But we bumped into our friend Jacob, which was awesome. And then I was like, cool, Anthony, next year you can come with Jacob.
Yeah. So you didn't enjoy it?
I did, up until a certain point.
What was the point?
After the Cheez-It store, nothing was cool.
That was very early on.
No. After we bought our new game.
Oh, we did. So along with video games, because it has expanded a little bit, they will also have tabletop games at PAX. And I got to show Carla Marie, because you never really, no one in your family or any of your friends played Magic the Gathering, right? Oh. Carla Marie?
No.
Okay. So, thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan.
Boom.
Back to school. Oh, I get it.
Our back to school shots with
Because
PB&J.
now I get everything. Peanut butter and jelly shooter for back to school.
Except this is hazelnut and jelly.
Yeah, so it's Chambord raspberry liqueur, Frangelico hazelnut liqueur, and it's all mixed together.
All right, cheers to you, Carla Marie.
Put the link in here.
Cheers to Seattle Cocktail Club and Jordan for making the shot, and cheers to everyone who supported the stream this morning. Oh, wow. That's really good. It was oddly refreshing. I don't know how that happened.
Wow, I want that as a slushie.
That was really good.
Wow, that might be the best shot we've ever taken.
That was delicious. So, there was also an area, because PAX has 2 buildings and probably a total of 8 or 9 floors of these convention centers, hotels, all in the downtown Seattle area when you combine it all. And one of the interesting things was you have a tabletop area, a whole floor dedicated to tabletop games.
It was like walking to a school cafeteria.
Yeah. And I got to show Carla Marie what it looks like when a bunch of people are playing Magic the Gathering. And there were probably 200 people playing Magic the Gathering at the same time. Obviously not against, it wasn't 100, people taking on each other. It was all these side games.
Yes.
And it got me really wanting to play Magic the Gathering again. So I downloaded Magic the Gathering Arena. Now, does anyone in the chat have no idea what I'm talking about when I say Magic the Gathering, raise your hand, signify in the chat. I will explain it. You're not dumb or weird for not knowing it. You're probably a very normal person.
Hold on. But those people weren't all playing together. They were separate groups.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They're like, it would be me and you playing one another, and then at the same table. How many
people can play at a time?
I think only 1 versus 1. I'm sure there are ways you can do multiple. Justin's in the chat. He can tell me.
Because
all right, no clue.
Friends.
So a lot of people don't know what Magic the Gathering is. And it's a card game very similar to, it's like a slightly more adult and darker version of Pokemon, the trading card game. So you have certain cards that are certain elements or styles.
Oh, that was the air, food, water, beach.
It's kind of. Yeah, you have
fire.
You had the plains. You had basically ground, dark, which is black, like black
Dirt.
magic. Water, fire, forest. I'm probably missing a couple, but and then there's different cards that you can play with those, right? So I can have like a green deck, for example. What?
Your brother and Juan both want to call right now.
Well, we're not going to go through all of that. But
actually,
also I don't know if the phone line is set up right now. But it's a game, it's a card game. You play versus one another.
So it's like, and then you could like kill people with cards.
Yeah, so then I would pull out like let's say a ghost, right? So I have a ghost character or player on the board that has a certain level of attack and a certain level of damage they can take. And then you would put out your cards, and whoever reduces the other person's points to 0 wins. And that's it.
Cool.
And the only two things I can think of that are similar is it's the same way you would play Pokemon, the trading card game. So if you or your kids have Pokemon cards, yes, they are collectibles, and they can be traded with one another, and you can try to collect a bunch of different ones, but you can also play a game with those.
You realize that you and I don't think we have ever played a board game together.
No, I tried to get you to play backgammon.
That doesn't count to me as a board game.
It's like the oldest board game.
Here, I mean board games that like are debatable. Like, you know when you play like Cranium and a fight breaks out? I don't like, and I think it's a good thing that we've never played a board. Like,
also, 2 people for a board game is weird, no?
That's what I'm saying. Like, backgammon, it's not going to be an argument. This gathering thing, not going to be an argument. It's 2 people.
Okay.
When you get in a group, I don't think we would have lasted this long as friends if we would have played board games.
Have you played Chronology?
Oh, I did play with their little but there were children involved, so there was no. But again, there's no arguing. That's timeline facts.
So what would you argue in Cranium?
That someone cheated?
I mean, you could argue cheating in any game.
I think we're going to start doing board game night with our friends.
You know what was a fun game? My cousin Mark, during either Christmas or Thanksgiving, brought over the Monopoly card game. Have you seen this?
No, but Fred the Mailman said board games are the fast track to divorce.
Yeah.
I never played. Did you ever play Settlers of Catan?
I've played with Sam. It was some combination of Sam, Andrew, and Josh. I don't know if it was all 3 of us, if it was 2 of those people.
We have so many board games here. I think for Cookbook Club, we'll do a separate, like a side version maybe called like Cookbook Games. Board
Bros and Bitches.
Okay. Board Bros and Bitches. And we can get like the well, there would be 9 of us, so we'll have to get Madison a boy.
You know what was interesting? No, it doesn't. You don't have to be connected to a bro or a bitch.
Well, there'd be 9 of us.
Yeah, you could. You don't have to have even numbers in board games. Like you could play Monopoly with 5 people. You can play Risk with 3 people. We got to go old school though. We got to play some. I don't want to like.
Sorry.
Too many of the games now, and this. I don't know if I'm just getting older or the market's become saturated. Too many board games now try to include blowjobs somehow. Not like for the participants to perform. I'm saying like there's all these like after dark Cards Against Humanity.
Monopoly After Dark. How many brothels are you gonna buy?
Like it's just, there's too many of the games now are like just trying to be dirty for the sake of
like
being
Cards
dirty.
Against Humanity, they were the first, right? And then everyone was like, okay, let's just make like, what is the one? Telestrations After Dark. You're like drawing.
Yeah, we played it.
I played with my mom, and I was like, we'll be fine. She had to draw a facial. And she was like, oh. And we were like, what just happened?
Yeah, so, like, and I feel like too many games are built like that today. They're like shock and awe games instead of actually having some sort of, like, substance or new ideas.
Candyland After Dark.
Candyland After Dark. Yeah, Munchkins is a good game.
What?
Munchkins is a game. I've only played it once or twice with my brothers and my little cousins. Justin describes it as a dungeon crawler board game, which is probably the best way to make Carla Marie never play a game. But you build a character and you have to fight one another.
Is it digital?
No, it's a card game.
So I build something with cards?
Yeah.
Nope.
So, for example,
you know what's a really fun card game? Go Fish.
I don't think I've played Go Fish since, like, kindergarten, since we had the actual... Because you can play with a regular deck of cards, right?
I think what we're going to start doing on Twitch,
yeah.
I just discovered this. We're going to play Candyland.
Okay.
Sorry. Perfection.
Perfection?
Was Perfection and Booby Trap the same game?
I've never heard of Perfection.
It's the game that... This is why millennials have anxiety. Is it Perfection or Booby Trap? I think it's Perfection, where you put the pieces in and you have to get all the pieces in before it... blows up in your face?
That was called Perfection?
Yeah.
Hold on. Perfection game.
There it is.
Oh, this one. I do remember this. Okay, hold on.
And that is going to be the games we enter.
Let me put this on the screen so that everyone knows what we're talking about. That's Perfection.
Okay, show a close-up. Little cheese,
yeah. You have to put all those
pieces.
in. Yep. Okay. Perfection was interesting because it was kind of like a fast-paced version of Operation. Right, because Operation, you've got to fit the pieces in there perfectly. This, similar idea. But yeah, I have played this game. I just completely forgot it existed.
Juan, yeah, you're right. We could play against Scotty B and Andy since we haven't talked about this, but on Serial Killers, they keep talking about how they want to play us in a trivia game. Ooh. And Andy wants us to do it on Twitch. Scotty wants us to apply for a game show that doesn't exist and wants to play us on national TV.
I mean, I would do that, yeah.
Me too, but like...
in a theoretical world, I guess I would do that.
So we have to figure that out. You'll win.
No.
Oh, Scotty's good.
Scotty and Andy are very... Because the reason they're a good team is their weird library of stupid information in their brain is very dissimilar to one another. Like, Scotty knows a bunch of really, really weird things, and Andy knows a bunch of really, really weird things.
Scotty will know everything music related.
And they're not the same, which means they'd be a really good trivia team.
And I don't I can't recall things that quick.
Yeah. I'm decent at trivia. I would need someone stronger on my team, I think.
Well, then you could start a new Twitch stream and podcast with somebody else.
I could.
So anyway, I think we should maybe once a month on here play an old school board game. Not like during the morning show.
Yeah, okay.
We actually have to do it.
Yeah. It can start with my Pokemon reveal.
See, why?
Because that is a game.
No, old school board games.
Pokemon's been around for like 30 years.
Board games. Then we'll go into cards.
It's a card game.
Like we're starting with Candyland.
What a stupid game to start with. Was Candyland even fun? I feel like Chutes and Ladders was a better version of Candyland.
I don't think I ever played that.
Because I can't remember having a good time. I know I've played Candyland, and I can't remember ever having a good time.
I'd crush you in Chinese checkers.
That's the star one? What is Chinese checkers?
You got to get your people. It's like a triangle, I think. And you got to get the triangle.
That's a star, I thought.
No. Oh, not a star. It's like this. A diamond, maybe. I don't know. I just remember I used to beat Ashley every time we played.
Just so you know, Chinese checkers, is that what we're talking about? Oh, you mean the star?
Oh, no. Not that.
That's Chinese checkers.
There's a version that you can play on a chessboard.
Because Chinese checkers looks a lot like the Star of David.
I've never played that.
That is the Star of David, no?
Different version. Hold on. Wait, what is the difference between chess and checkers?
I mean, there's a lot. Chess has all the different pieces, like the knight, the rook.
That's not what I've ever played. Hold on.
The queen, the king, all of that.
Okay, checkers game. Maybe it's just a different way you set up the checkers board that we played.
Was this some weird game that you guys played because you had like 3 different board games all put together in the same box?
No, it was checkers. There was like a summer where we played checkers every day.
Checkers is another game I never really enjoyed.
It's the same thing as backgammon.
No.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I don't know. We used to do something.
The one game I am very excited to play when we do my family vacation is we play a game called Tricks, and it's basically 5 card games in one. And it's a 4-person game. A lot of fun.
So we're going to a foreign country to play card games.
Yeah, we'll play at night. We did it in Spain as well. Plus, it was developed in those countries. Playing Middle Eastern games in the Middle East. Play some backgammon. Maybe smoke a hookah or 2. I probably won't, but...
What, like, are there cool drugs we can do there? Like, what is the drug of the country?
I don't know. I don't know what drugs are popular in Jordan or Palestine. But I don't know how. I wonder, because I know in Lebanon they sell like a lot of weed.
All right.
But in a lot of and Lebanon's different from the rest of the Middle East because it still has a large Christian population. In a lot of the heavily Islamic states in the Middle East, I wonder what like the penalties are for drug use.
I don't want to find out.
Yeah, I wouldn't find it. I would not do anything illegal in any of those countries.
All right, good to know.
Yeah, and Lebanon's more like a Western country than the rest of the Middle East. It's more like a European. No, I know, but I've been there, and like the party scene and stuff is definitely more vibrant in Lebanon.
Are there bars where we're going?
There are, yeah.
Like clubs?
And I know so we're going to Palestine. We're not really going to spend any time in Tel Aviv. So I know there are clubs in Tel Aviv, in Israel, but I don't really know what the nightlife would be like in Palestine.
Clubs in like foreign countries scare me because that's where you get taken.
Well, yeah, if you go because we've grown up with the movie Taken,
right?
And where if you go to like a club in Prague, it's all like you're gonna get abducted.
I might do the leash because I'm so scared.
We are going to Jordan for about a week or so. And then we're going to go to Palestine for a couple days as well. I saw that question. Where are you going from Wendy in Virginia? So that is where we're going. That's not until October, though.
But we'll be off for 2 weeks, and I was concerned then. What is everybody going to do without us?
I don't know. But we haven't taken a full week off
this year.
At least not from the podcast. I don't know if we've taken it off a full week from the stream either.
We've straddled a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll definitely be posting about it. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll do a live stream one night from a phone.
We could do an IRL stream.
Tricks.
An IRL stream as we walk through.
I feel like that
is Old Jerusalem or Old Bethlehem.
100% a way to get taken.
No, not really.
Because they're going to be like, you can't be doing that here.
Being on a phone? Where do you think we're going?
I don't know. You made it sound like I was going to get kidnapped at one point.
If you started doing heroin on the streets for no reason.
Do you think when people in other countries are like, oh, what is the drug of America? Heroin. Can't wait to know when we get there.
Yeah. I would say the drug of America is probably cocaine.
Nah, it's weed.
But in a lot of places it's legal now. So then if that's the case, then beer or alcohol would be the drug of America.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, the drug of America is alcohol,
I guess. What is
the
drink of choice in each of these countries? Like wine? Because of Jesus?
I don't know. It's a good question. Arak would be like the old school drink that they make there. Like if you're
never had it, though.
It's not great. Although apparently there's like a bunch of younger distillers who are now making it and trying to like bring it back as like a culturally cool thing. And I guess there are now bars in Brooklyn that serve it. Some of them are bars that are owned by Middle Eastern people or like first gen, second generation people, but it's just not a great drink. So Yeah, it's very similar to Sambuca.
Martha, you'd hate it, CM.
Yeah, you would not like it. It tastes like a little bit like liquor, like black licorice. The cool thing with arak, though, is it's a clear drink, and then when you put ice or water into it, it gets like cloudy, which is kind of cool just to see. But other than that, it's not great.
Hey, fire up the list.
Oh, we got the list. We haven't talked about anything on it yet. Half birthday. What do we got, Carla?
It's my half birthday.
And
hit the
moving
button.
on. Oh man, we don't celebrate half birthdays here. Oh, I don't actually have it on here.
Well, then you must sing it.
I'm not singing it. Give me about 30 seconds. It'll be on there.
Just making sure.
Is it actually a half birthday?
Yep. Okay. 35.5 today. Oh my God, this officially means that do I now round up to 40? Because I'm at the half?
Yeah, you have to. That's it. That is it. Why does the song take so long to load? I had to reset the whole machine the other day, so the song wasn't on.
Well, happy half birthday to me.
Hold, and...
Do you think my parents had a 6-month birthday? They definitely don't.
Right now?
No, when I was 6 months.
I feel like maybe your mom probably wanted to have a half birthday for you.
No, she didn't even know. There's not a chance.
No? Because your mom likes doing all like the engraving things for people's birthdays and events.
I don't think she did then, though.
That's like a new thing?
She was doing something with Venmo today, and she wanted to test it, so she sent me $1. Uh-huh. So I'm going to tell her today's my half birthday. That's what the $1 was for. Okay, hold on. Yeah, there was no way on September 5th, 1988, that they were like, let's celebrate our half birthday. There was no Instagram to put it on.
I feel like you have a half birthday family, though.
They don't. I only know it.
Or is it just your sister?
No, she's only doing it because of the baby. I don't think anyone in my family acknowledges half birthdays. They also don't like birthdays.
Your family doesn't like birthdays?
They like doing them for other people, not for themselves.
Well, most normal people, Carla Marie, don't like doing birthdays from themselves after like 21.
That's not true. It's another year I survived.
Survived what? Living in a house with 4 cats and a very comfortable life?
Just in the world today.
You're not living during the Great Depression.
No, in the world today. It's a tough place sometimes.
It's actually a pretty easy place.
Well,
the world is a incredibly easy place to live at the moment.
Thank you.
Now, will it be that way in a couple of years? Who knows?
Not thank you. Congrats to me for living another 6 months.
I'm glad you made it this far, Carla Marie.
Yep. What are we going to do for my actual birthday?
That's not a conversation I'm even going to have today. So, doesn't matter. New sneezes is on the list. That's a weird one.
So, where am I looking? There. Obviously, sneezing is a problem of mine.
Okay.
Going through all the different things with my doctor and taking all the basically it's called sublingual immunotherapy. So I'm putting in my mouth every day the things that I'm allergic to, and then I switch to a new bottle that's more highly concentrated and whatever, so that I can get myself immune to everything.
So you're forcing an allergic reaction every day.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So I've been sneezing a lot. Also, I think I have nasal polyps. Got to get to an ENT, but it's hard because I'm also doing this process. So it's hard for them to look at anything with my, see what's wrong with me when I am, like you said, triggering an allergic reaction every day. But I had so many issues with my back and neck lately, and I was telling my chiropractors, both of them, that I'm throwing my ribs out when I sneeze. And this arm had been killing me. I was working out and I couldn't lift. It was so many issues, neck issues, it was bad.
Okay.
And my chiropractor was like, well, how are you sneezing? And I was like, he's like, you can't sneeze like that.
What?
Especially because you're sneezing so much. And I was like, always left arm.
Yeah.
Always left arm. That's how I always sneeze. He's like, you're screwing up this whole side of your body that he's like, don't even worry about. He's like, just wash your hands or use hand sanitizer. He's like, you need to lock your elbows into your stomach and sneeze like this. For 10 days I've been doing that. I swear to you, I have not had a single pain in my arm or neck. It has been life-changing.
But like we talked about earlier in the stream, you wash your hands.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't think I've seen you washing your hands that much.
Or I'll do in my shirt. If it's hot,
that's actually how I usually sneeze.
But I've been locking my elbows in, doing shirt, boom. And
I sneeze like this.
I'm telling you, he was like, no dabbing.
But if you've got like a quick little one, you got to get out in public.
It's. Keep in mind, like I sneeze minimum 20 times a day. So 20 times a day, if you're doing like, and when you're tensing up your body, it was hurting so much. No, of course, I'm sure it'll hurt if I tweak it or sleep wrong, whatever. There's clearly something going on here. But once he said that, I was like, get the hell out of here. And I started doing it. I was like,
So it works.
It's been working.
It's interesting. And I know Martha said that's so weird, seems crazy, carry a hanky. Which I feel like the only person I've seen carrying a handkerchief was my grandfather back in the day. I have my
grandpa's handkerchief.
He used to have, I think we've talked about this. It's kind of like a weird thing to keep of someone's.
Why?
Because they just put their boogers in it for years and years and years and years.
It was washed.
I know.
He had like a pile of them that would come out of the wash.
But when I say like I'll sneeze in my shirt often, and I don't want to get too gross this early in the morning, but they're usually like pretty dry. It's not like a bunch of stuff is coming out.
Right.
Right? Like I'm sure germs in some capacity are coming out, which is why I do that. But it's not like I got snot on the inside of my shirt. That has happened once or twice, and I just go change my shirt.
I sneezed avocado all over the kitchen yesterday.
That's disgusting.
Because I was like eating,
it looks
and
like
sneeze
boogers.
came on, and I tried, and I went, I don't know if you heard me go, oh no.
I did not. Handkerchiefs are also gross because you do put those in your pot. You like sneeze and then you just carry it around all day.
Who does that anymore?
I don't know. People are doing it. Anyway, next on the list, we got your new sneeze gym couple, Carla Marie.
I finally saw one.
A gym? What do you mean you finally saw a gym couple?
For years, since we were on the radio, Anthony would come in and complain about gym couples.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, just let people live. Like, let them love. But I saw an annoying gym couple. And I was like, oh, I get it. So they did everything together, which, okay, that's fine. Maybe you're working out together. But, like, just, like, I felt like they were just walking around a lot.
Okay.
Then, I'll get to the worst part at the end. I saw them, like, standing. There's, like, that little, like, area between the treadmills and when you go into the regular part of the gym. There's, like, a nook. They were just, like, standing there, like, arm on the thing, talking to each other and kissing.
Okay.
And I was like, guys, this is the gym. But they had like one of those ginormous water bottles, like bigger than a Stanley. It was like it tells you like where you should be at what time of day, which again, you make fun of me for this, but there's meatheads that walk around with a milk gallon.
If I knew that, I might make fun of them too.
So they have this giant jug, which grosses me out because I do feel like you're backwashing into this thing all day.
Okay. They
were sharing this.
That's weird too. That is very weird.
And I was like,
that is very, very weird.
I don't know. Hey, sharing a drink, tasting a drink doesn't gross me out. But if you're, it just grosses me out so much. You're sweating.
Yeah,
Your hot breath is going back in this jug.
I'm just against sharing drinks in general. So that for me,
but you like if I'm like, oh, this is a good drink.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I usually reject all drink offers. All sharing of food and drink. If someone is like, oh my God, this is so good, try it. I've already told myself I'm not having it, regardless of the flavor or the taste. Huh?
I'll just take it.
No.
I will take it from you.
No, I understand that. I'm saying when people offer me, I can't think of the last time I've actually taken a sip of someone.
This was beyond offering. Maybe one of them forgot their water bottle.
Maybe.
I would buy one.
Yeah. Yeah, the sharing bottle thing is weird.
And again, it's clearly warm.
Yeah. It's interesting though, the gym couple kissing or just the public displays of affection in general, the PDA in general. I don't know why that bothers us so much in terms of like society, but it does. And for example, like there was one time I was at the gym and there was a guy doing like a bench exercise where he was laying down and his girlfriend was like kind of sitting on one leg. Not in like a I'm holding you down, you're using a lot of heavy weight situation. Just like I got nowhere to sit, I'm going to sit on my boy's leg, blah, blah, blah. And it just bothered me so much. Now, it didn't change anything in my day, right? They weren't really in my space.
No.
They weren't taking up more weight. If anything, they were consolidating the space they took up. So it was kind of nice. But for some reason, I was just fuming with hate in that moment.
I'm going to do it to you next time.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Next time you're doing these and you're laying down, I'm going to kiss your head every time.
Absolutely not. I would. That would be what made me get a new gym, and I wouldn't tell you where I was going. I'd ride my bike every day to the gym, regardless of the weather. You would not know where I was going. You'd never see. Actually, you would just never see me again. If we're being honest, I'd move out. I'd get myself a tiny apartment by myself. And that'd be it.
Oh,
but that was your thing for the gym couple, is them sharing bottles,
water bottles, and kissing.
I bet you I know who you're talking about.
They
too.
like showed up, did like 10 crunches, kissed, and left. Like they didn't do anything.
Maybe that was their workout for the day. Who knows? Next on the list, Carla Marie, is the sneaker selling scoundrel. What do you got?
Anthony is not the only sneaker seller on
did?
the show anymore. Well, not officially, but I have had an offer.
Until you get that money, it's not real.
Well, I had
because there's a lot of people that be like, "Oh my God, I'd pay you so much for your sweaty socks."
No.
Blah blah blah, and then you say, "Okay, here's the price," and then they never talk to you again.
I had someone message me.
Okay,
and they were like, "Hey, I've followed your whole journey through you guys, like both of us, through Elvis to the radio to what you're doing now. Love what you guys do. I've heard Anthony talk a bunch on the show about selling shoes, and I'm wondering if you also have a pair." And I was like, "I thought you'd never ask." Yes.
Okay.
And I said I actually have a pair of like, they wanted gym sneakers, and I was like, yeah, they actually have like a hole in them too, so they're like pretty beat up. So they asked me how much.
Okay.
I asked there were originally like $180. They were Adidas, so I said 200 plus shipping.
Okay, that's
They
fair.
want to see photos of them just to make sure.
Okay, that's fair. Don't give them good photos though.
What do you mean?
Make them like kind of blurry.
Why?
Because they might be yanking it to your pictures of your.
Stop it.
Nope.
Well, if
You got to protect the investment.
take them like this.
Yeah. Or get like really close up so they can't get a full shot of the sneakers.
I don't run my business like that.
Okay, well.
I run an honest business.
You mean the business you haven't made money off of yet? Looks like you don't run a business at all, Carla Marie.
I'm so pumped. I'm gonna get Hokas with that money because I need actual new sneakers.
That's the interesting thing. Anytime I've told people that I've sold like a pair of dirty sneakers, the reaction is always like, "Oh my God, that's so gross." And I think to myself, well, I was gonna probably throw these out.
Yeah, they're gonna go to a landfill.
But if I can just get the amount that I paid for them at least, or a little bit more, and get new sneakers to replace them, that's great.
Yeah.
Like, what's the downside there? And then someone always goes, "Oh, well, you never know what they're going to do with those sneakers." I have a good idea, and I don't care.
I don't care. I also
really
have
don't.
like the sneakers that I wear every day, but I need those until I get new ones. So I don't know how to do that transaction.
What do you mean? Say that again?
Like the gym sneakers I wear every day.
Yeah.
I would love to sell those.
Okay.
But I can't really sell those until I get new ones because I need them every day.
True. So then just try to, when you do sell the current ones, after you've bought your new ones, just try to make sure you make enough money to pay for the new ones.
Christian just said, I work at Nordstrom and can get you some Hokas.
There you go.
I was just saying.
Because they are pricey, right?
They're like $200, but I need them.
But also your Ultra Boost were probably $180.
I know, but my like New Balance that I currently wear were like $80. But
Yeah.
this is not my second pair, and they just keep falling apart.
I have a feeling New Balance is based around here. Maybe Oregon.
That's Nike.
Nike is, and I think Adidas has a headquarters in Oregon too. But either way, I feel like, because I know New Balance is an American company, and for some reason I felt like they were based in this area, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Are you now doing sneaker deals through the chat? We've lost Carla Marie, everybody. She's gone.
Everyone in Orange Theory wears Hokas.
I've seen a lot of people. I thought Hokas were like an old person's shoe for a while, and I feel like I've been seeing more and more people, even like young people, college kids wearing Hokas.
Everyone at Seahawks, Hokas, because we're on our feet all day.
Yeah. I guess it's just people who can, do the research to figure out those are a good pair of sneakers that not a lot of people know about, and then B, afford it or have their parents afford it for them. Because like you said, they're not cheap. Which, interestingly, with seeing, college kids wearing Hokas, we've talked about this before. I feel like high school and college kids are just way smarter and more, I don't know, informed than we were.
Like they're
at
not
that
wearing
time.
Uggs because they're made of sheep. They don't do that anymore.
Is it real sheep in Uggs?
The fur.
Okay. But along with wearing proper footwear, which sounds lame, they don't single strap a backpack, right? They like make
Bad
sure
for
it's
you.
all buckled up and
They're probably sneezing the right way this whole time.
they've got lumbar support or whatever in their backpacks. The other thing that's happening is way less, I guess, Gen Zers, if you will, are drinking alcohol by like, and I'm not saying like 10 to 15%. I'm saying 40% less than millennials. And I'm assuming millennials probably drank less alcohol than
What
Gen
do they do?
Xers.
Smoking weed?
A lot of it's just not messing up your brain at all, or they're smoking weed more often because it's legal now in a lot of places.
Circles around us.
Well, they might not. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. They'll just be less hungover later in life. Because think about how many mornings you had that you didn't do a damn thing or you were unproductive because you were hungover.
I still do that.
Let's see. W Plants said weed is better than alcohol in my book. Fred said they're drinking less alcohol, but they're doing more edibles. It's probably true.
Megan said recommends getting your feet mapped rather than just wearing what everyone else is wearing. Everyone's feet are different. Yeah, we have a Fleet Feet.
Yes.
Here they do that. I think Brooks does them too, but Fleet Feet.
Maybe Brooks is the company that.
New Balance is Boston. Someone said.
I think Brooks might be based here. That might be what it is.
So if I go to Fleet Feet though, and then they tell me what sneakers to get, can I be like, "Okay, thanks," and then have Krisha get them for me?
Yeah. I don't know. Your face is doing things. But I've also found myself going back to the smarter Gen Z thing and whatnot. I have found myself, I don't know, over the past probably 2-3 years, drinking way less. Part of that was I wasn't going out because of the pandemic. Everything was closed in Seattle. But I felt like there were two camps because of that. There were people who either just drank all the time at home because they didn't have to drive anywhere. They didn't have any responsibilities for a little bit.
I stocked up on wine right when I knew we were about to lock down, but I didn't really.
But I just didn't.
Until
what?
Seattle Cocktail Club came along and they were like, "Here's cool drinks."
No. And I think that's the difference is now I'm drinking with like a purpose and I'm drinking with better alcohols,
and to
obviously.
And to like try new things.
Yeah. I'm not like just drinking to get messed up.
You're not getting
anymore.
you don't buy like a
30 rack of Coors. No. But that's the interesting thing is and I think a lot of people are just being more conscious of that. And a lot of it is I just don't want to wake up feeling like garbage. So if I do drink, I'm going to have better drinks. And they're going to taste good. And I'm going to enjoy them. I'm not going to, I used to go to Green Rock in Hoboken on dollar beer nights and basically have chugging competitions with everyone I knew because the
that
beers.
was the purpose though.
The purpose was to completely black out. Or it was really just, I don't even know what the purpose was now that I'm thinking about it. And we'd go through we'd literally go through as a group 70 beers.
No.
And there'd be like 6 of us, maybe.
Anthony.
But that's just what we did. Now I'm not doing that. I'm actually like, exactly, Martha, I'm appreciating the drink now. And because of that, maybe because it's better alcohol, I'm also drinking less of it. And I'm feeling great. I also remember all my nights now, which is pretty cool.
I can't say the same.
When have you not remembered a night?
There's still times I'm like, what happened?
Like when?
Where were we recently? And it happened.
Because even the bachelor parties I've gone to kind of recently, I've remembered everything.
Well, I did black out a Taylor Swift, but not from drinking. No joke. Concert amnesia is real. Sam's bachelorette party.
Didn't you like almost die or something?
That was the time. I don't do that anymore.
You don't do that anymore. That was a year and a half ago.
Last October.
So less than a year ago? Let's see. Jolly Russian Buddhist, this my brother said, I hope you do not remember all of my bachelor party. I bet you I will. I bet you I'm also going to have some sort of like weird chaperoning responsibility.
How old are they?
Huh?
What do you mean?
No, I think
I
in that group as the older brother,
yeah.
the second something goes awry, I'm going to feel like I've got to do something to control it.
Nothing went
or to help.
awry at Ashley's, but I had to make sure, like, okay, this reservation, we're doing this, we're going to be here. Like, I was the one that was like, gotta be ready on this time. You tell them at least 30 minutes prior than the actual time of where you need to be places. Like, even on the paper that I printed for all of them, which I can make you a cute little thing
I'm good.
for the weekend.
I'm good.
Everything was 30 minutes prior than when we actually had to be there.
Okay.
Like, so they had on paper, like, that's when I have to be there.
I have a feeling it'll be a little more laid back with my brother's bachelor party. And as far as I know, that's like my only real responsibility as the best man.
Well, and I had to keep them hydrated because we were in the desert.
But again, I'm saying the bachelor party in general is my only real responsibility as the best man. Like, what else do I have to do? Oh, yeah, that's easy.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Well, for me, it was.
I talk all the time.
Different. Are you going to cry?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not.
I didn't. I just roasted my sister for 5 minutes straight.
I'm not. I don't think I'm going to be a roaster.
Because you're not funny.
Maybe. I also like my brother. So, I don't know.
My speech was so good.
I don't know.
I did say nice things sometimes.
There's a balance, obviously. Like, you throw a couple jokes in there. I don't like when people do their best man or maid of honor speech and they do think they have to be a stand-up comedian.
No, I wasn't a stand-up.
No.
I just told stories. I wasn't like...
Yeah.
Like, I told actual stories that were about my sister. I took out the Hooters part. That was my nice gift to her.
What Hooters part?
I didn't talk about her working at Hooters.
Well, you talked about it on the radio multiple times.
Yeah,
I think
but
you got your point.
Wedding,
I think you got your point across.
200 people.
All those people used to listen to Z100.
We didn't talk about it on the radio. We talked about it amongst us.
No, you 100% Carla Marie.
No, because I would have never wanted to send creeps to where she worked.
You definitely talked about it at some point. Or maybe you talked about it after she was working there.
Maybe, yeah.
You've definitely mentioned it, though. Martha, enjoy your day. Appreciate you. Oh, I put it up and then it went away. Oh, let's see. Fred the Mailman says, best man is in charge of the rings, the ushers, the limo, making sure the bartenders are taken care of, and wrangling folks for photos and dances. Yes?
I can just see you being like, oh, we got to go take photos now.
I don't know.
You hate taking pictures. You got to be in charge of
I have to make sure other people take pictures.
And the limos? Like, you got to be like, hey, limo, we're ready to go.
Oh, my God, it's so hard. Yeah, you're right. What is wrong with you? Carla Marie likes making it feel like she's the only person that knows how to do anything. But at the end of the day, all of that stuff does not seem that difficult. And Justin just said, we've already got the photos set up, so don't sweat it. We have a wedding planner for the limo stuff. Done and done. See? So I really think the bachelor party is the only thing I got to help organize.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see what has to happen. What else you got on the list, Carla Marie? Oh, that's it. That is the entire list.
We can talk about stuff tomorrow. We did do a 22-mile bike ride on Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to have to tell my physical therapist about that just to make sure that was okay.
I asked you that.
Yeah, I just did it. I figured it was all right. We have e-bikes, so I'm not really pushing that hard.
And it wasn't like we were like, all right, this is the trail we're going to set out on. We were just like, let's go this way. And then we just decide every time we got oh, let's stop here. Oh, let's do this. And it was so fun.
I said this, maybe it was last week, the week before. And yes, they were a client at the time, the e-bike that I currently use. And instead of getting paid for my endorsement of it, I just got the bike, which really, I made out like a bandit on that because I probably would have been paid $1,000 for that for the whole length of the campaign. And that bike was like $3,600. But even less expensive models of e-bikes, because now you could get them for under $2,000. I say it to everyone who will listen. It is the best money you could spend, especially if you live in a city or close to a city, somewhere that sometimes a car is more of a nuisance than anything.
Like, I saw parts of the city that I've never seen before.
Exactly.
Because we got to be on, there's walking paths too.
Yeah.
But and what the cool part was we rode our bikes through University of Washington campus, which I've been to a bunch. But obviously you can only take your car through certain parts. But we're like in the heart of the campus where like the dorms were and like the classrooms. And I was like, I remember being like, I want to go back to college so bad. I miss this so much.
You just get to see your area differently.
Yeah.
Because when you're driving and I think the other part is you have to be hyper aware when you're on a bike because people behind the wheel are assholes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the amount of times you realize that no one's actually looking up.
Do you know how many people I saw on the street right by our house?
Yeah.
Completely run a stop sign.
Yeah.
Not even Jersey roll it.
Yep.
Completely run a stop sign.
Yeah. I don't go through, and I think this started a couple years ago when I first got my e-bike and I was hyper aware of everywhere I was going because I was scared.
Yeah.
I don't go through intersections anymore without, even if I have a green light, I just assume someone's going to run it. So I am always slowing down, whether I'm in a car or a bike. I'm looking at everyone's eyes, and then I'm going through the intersection.
It's crazy.
I just assume everyone's looking at their phones because when you ride your bike around and you are, concerned with the car next to you a little more than when you've got the safety of a car, you start realizing everyone's driving with their face down.
The woman
Faces
I saw,
down.
I was riding my bike yesterday, and she's coming out of a street like this, and just not fast, but right through the stop sign, and didn't even look both ways. Just went through, and I was like, yo, bro. And there was a woman sitting in a bench on the park, and she was like clapping for me, but the woman didn't even look. She didn't even
I don't think she even realized, anything.
Nothing. Like, she would have killed me.
It's Meg, not Megan said, I love the helmets you guys have. I've had my helmet for a while. It's actually, what I love about my helmet is
it's your snowboard.
It's my snowboarding helmet, but you can pull out the snowboarding liner and put in a bike liner because you're normally doing those two things in different seasons, so you have more ventilation and stuff. Yeah. But when it gets cold, if I still want to hop on my bike, I can use the same helmet, which is pretty cool.
It's cool. Yeah, I think bike helmets now, I was thinking about this recently, how like I would never ride my bike without my helmet now. Not a chance. But as a kid, my mom would be like, I'd be 13 years old riding my bike, and she'd be like, you're wearing your helmet. I'd be like, okay. I'd wear my helmet till I got to my corner, stop, take it off, and just put it on the handles and ride.
Yeah.
I would kill my child if I ever caught them.
And here's the thing. There's a good chance if you have a kid, they're going to do the same thing.
No, but
That's
like
life.
helmets are cool now. Like these
That's true. I guess even when I started snowboarding, like not everyone wore helmets, and now you don't see anyone really on the mountain
because
without a helmet.
That's crazy to me because even if you're the best snowboarder in the world, you fall.
Yeah. Yep. Justin, that's my brother. He was a lawyer in Hoboken for a while. And I think he worked for, I don't know what his titles are. They're too smart for me. But he said the face down bit is why I have an unfettered hatred of tinted windows. When I was a prosecutor, I didn't let people off the hook for it because that is true.
Face down bit?
Like, so when people are driving and they're not looking up, if you're another driver or a biker, you can't even see if they've got tinted windows, if they're looking up or not. So it actually hinders you and your safety because you can't double check on people who are most likely driving, staring straight down. I saw marijuana wasn't here. I can't find the comment anymore.
Jen
there it is.
said, I used to hide my helmet in the bushes. I have no idea why it was a dumb risk to take. I definitely did that too.
Marijuana said, people here don't know how to respect right-of-way intersections. I've lost 2 cars to people blasting through. It's crazy.
I can't.
And it's weird, too, in the city of Seattle, at least, and I know there's other parts of Western Washington that do this. You've got these weird intersections where there's just trees in the middle of them. And the idea is you have to slow down to go through that intersection because you've got to go at least a little bit right or a little bit left or whatever. Actually, only right is the way you're supposed to go. But people still blow through those.
How? I don't know. And I'm always like,
yeah,
I'm turning into the get off my lawn.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I think you just start realizing that people are being assholes more and more. Which is why old people are always angry. Like that old lady
that yells at everyone on our street for parking there or driving down. Because our street has been blocked off since COVID started for locals only. So the idea is that
local traffic only.
The idea is that, yes, you're a delivery driver. You can come down that street. But if you can't like take that street as a shortcut.
It's not a through street.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're about to make it permanent and build in like these giant concrete planters and everything with signs and all of that. So I will drive down that street because I'm parking there. There's always a woman that's like, excuse me, you can't drive down the street. And I have to be like, I live here.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I get what you're doing, but you've said it to me like 5 times.
But why don't you invite her to Neighborhood Watch?
No. It's an exclusive
She
club.
looks like she's doing a better job than you are, honestly. She's actually
Olivia?
out there. She's out there in these streets.
Olivia
You guys are just creeping from your apartments.
Not true.
Townhomes.
Not true.
Yeah, you're out in the streets?
Yeah.
Man, you're not pounding the concrete like that woman is.
You don't even know.
Let's see. There's also a great comment here from, I can't, it was either Jen or Lisa. Give me one moment. Let me find it. There we go. This is a great point. Concussions were never a big thing when we were kids.
Right.
With all the information now, I'd always wear a helmet. That does make a lot of sense, even with football and stuff. Like, if you bashed your head when you were a kid back in the day, you just kept going.
Yeah. Like, what's his name? Bubba? Is it
From Varsity Blues?
Varsity Blues.
AKA also
Not another teen
not another
movie.
teen
is what I
movie.
was
It's really
thinking.
where it's from. Sounds like Otto and the Man Called Otto. I still haven't seen that movie.
Me neither.
I do want to see it. It's on Netflix, I believe. We got to get out of here. Carla Marie's got a lunch to go to.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a haircut to get. Gym, then haircut. It's going to be my MO. And I'm riding the e-bike again.
Okay, be careful.
So thank you for hanging out with us. We'll be back on Thursday. I keep forgetting today's a Tuesday. The whole week's kind of thrown off. But yeah, we'll be back on Thursday. Don't forget, there is a brand new episode of the Morning Show podcast available wherever you get
Sneak
your
like
shows.
this, kids.